International issues are dynamic. They constantly change and become more and more complicated. To deal with such continually changing issues, nations must be willing and able to continually change and adapt. For this reason, adaptive leadership plays a critical role in international development. Many people have attempted to define and describe adaptive leadership. Adaptive leadership is concerned with how a leader can encourage and support people to adapt and deal with changes, problems, and challenges. Adaptive leaders challenge the status quo and encourage effective changes at the individual, organizational, community, and societal levels. Adaptive leadership focuses on the leader's activities and behaviors in relation to the follower's work within a defined context. It is the practice of mobilizing people to tackle complex challenges and see them thrive in the process. Heifetz argues that adaptive leaders' role is to mobilize, motivate, organize, orient, and keep the attention of others in dealing with difficult challenges. Adaptive leaders give others the opportunity to handle and to learn how to deal with changes in assumptions, values, attitudes, and behavior in changing environments. Adaptive leadership attempts to provide understanding in practical ways on how leadership, adaptation, systems, and change relate. Adaptive leadership incorporates four main perspectives. The system approach assumes that many problems that we face in today's environment are complex, multifaceted, and interconnected. We cannot address the complex issues in isolation from other issues. Problems are dynamic and embedded in complicated interactive systems. For example, social problems are not independent of political and environmental issues. The biological perspective to adaptive leadership recognizes that people evolve as they try to adapt themselves to both their internal cues and external environments. The ability to adapt is what enables people to thrive in new circumstances. Service orientation perspective is when leaders use their expertise or authority to serve their people by diagnosing their problems and prescribing possible solutions. The final approach to adaptive leadership is incorporation of the psychotherapy perspective in explaining how adaptive work is accomplished by the team members. Adaptive leaders understand that people need support and an enabling and conducive environment where people can easily adapt when they are faced with challenges. The leader's concern is that the members of the team are constantly aware of the difference between reality and fantasy, resolve internal conflict, and are able to learn new attitudes and behaviors. Adaptive leadership does not consider leadership as heroic, as being responsible for or necessarily having answers to all the tough problems that their team faces. Rather, it is more concerned with the team members, as well as the dynamic interplay of activities between leaders and team members in a given context at a given time. This nexus provides a flexibility that is sufficient for the team to deal with emerging challenges. That implies that adaptive leaders are meant to solve adaptive challenges. Heifetz argues that there are two kinds of challenges that we face: technical challenges and adaptive challenges. Technical challenges are easy to identify and define. Solutions are known. The solutions can be implemented by relying on the leader's expertise and authority. The leader is seen as responsible for solving these type of issues. Adaptive challenges, on the other hand, are difficult to identify. They are difficult to articulate, and the implementation of the possible solutions goes beyond the leader's responsibility and authority. Successful implementation of the solutions requires collaboration between the leader and the team. More importantly, unlike the technical challenges, to address adaptive challenges, people need to change their assumptions, values, and behaviors. Please note that adaptive challenges are wicked problems.